The slope is the progress score for a line. It tells us how well a line is advancing: upward, positive progress; downward, negative progress; flat, no growth or decay; or vertical, panic mode. Mathematically, it's rise over run, how much y changes for every step forward in x. For a line, this progress score remains the same throughout its life. No acceleration, no deceleration, just a consistent vibe. It's the most stable thing in algebra. This formula might look mysterious at first, but it's just a nice way of measuring how steep the line is. You're asking, how much did y change? And dividing it by, how much did x change? In other words, rise over run. It doesn't matter which 2 points you choose or in what order, as long as you stay consistent with the subtraction. Think of it as calculating the difference in altitude between two hikers divided by how far apart they are on the trail horizontally. Basically, it's the mathematical version of, how hard is this climb gonna be? A horizontal line is a dude on vacation, just not doing anything. A vertical line? That's someone falling down an elevator shaft, infinitely steep. Or shall we say undefined slope. Here's the full cast. Positive slope is climbing, negative is skiing downhill, zero slope is chilling on a couch, and undefined, well, that's just falling into the abyss. Slope-intercept form is like a line's linked-in profile. It tells you two key things up front: how fast it's going, the progress score, and where it started, the y-intercept. The slope shows how ambitious it is or how fast it burns out. The intercept, that's its origin story, where it was before the grind began. Therefore, this form is a full professional summary of a line in one equation. No cover letter required. This is called the point slope form because just by looking at it you can tell one point from the line and its slope. It's like knowing where someone is in their career and which direction they're heading. Wanna know where this guy started? Do a little algebra and find out. This resume doesn't list the y-intercept unless you earn it. Standard form is the most covert form of the line. It looks professional and clean, like it's ready for a job interview, but it doesn't reveal much at first glance. No slope or y-intercept right away. It keeps its secrets until you begin the interview. Just isolate y and you have this guy's LinkedIn profile. By that I mean the slope-intercept form. Parallel lines are like lovers separated by fate, always heading in the same direction, yet never able to meet. They walk side by side for eternity, never closer, never farther, bound by equal slopes and cosmic irony. Perpendicular lines, on the other hand, are bold opposites. Not only are they negatives, but also reciprocals. They meet once, in a dramatic, perfect right-angle collision, then part forever, leaving only a 90 degrees memory behind. When two lines are perpendicular, they're mathematical arch-enemies. They meet once, at a perfect 90 degrees battle, and never again. Their slopes are complete opposites in every sense, flipped and sign-switched. So if you know the direction of one, you instantly know the direction of its rival. It's like knowing Batman's moves by studying Joker's. They're opposite and designed for a perfect clash. Imagine points A and B are two buttons on your shirt. Then the third button C better be collinear with A and B. Otherwise, you're walking into class with a lopsided torso and a fashion emergency. In math terms, if A, B, and C are supposed to lie on the same line, the slope between A and B must match the slope between B and C. Because whether it's algebra or a tire, misalignment turns heads, and not in a good way. It costs $125 to print 200 posters? This is why student clubs go broke. They think printing more posters will solve low turnout, but end up with 3 people at the event and 200 posters in the recycling bin. Have you ever paid the sign-up fee at a gym and never came back for a second workout? That's an emotional journey. At first, you feel proud. You post a photo of your key tag. You tell your friends, "This is the new me." Then 2 months later, your gym thinks you've died and stops sending you promotional emails. Meanwhile, you're flooded with guilt every time you open a bag of chips. It's not just a waste of money. It's the most destructive form of self-deceit you've ever signed up for. Parabellow's love life was, unsurprisingly, a geometric mess. He was already married, to a well-mannered, very linear woman named Claudine, when he fell in love with a fellow mathematician, the brilliant and astonishingly beautiful Linnea Elodie de Graphique. The problem? Linnea was also married, to a cold, rigid statistician who only expressed feelings in box plots. Thus began what historians now call the scandalous love rectangle. 4 vertices, no diagonals, very unstable. The affair was brief but intense, marked by passionate debates over the ethics of overlapping domains. Parabellow wrote dozens of poems during this time, but his most famous remains the one where he calls Linnea his parallel line. It was the only time he acknowledged that their linear system had no solution and fully accepted his fate.